What's going on, absolute legends and gamers? In today's video, I will show you what kind of build I've been running to farm the maps and overall endgame for farming currency, because ever since the loot patch, currency drops pretty often in maps. I've had multiple maps yesterday where I averaged like 8 exiles, which is pretty good. I got like 2 divine rod drops as well. And yeah, so this is Ritualist. We are playing the Verlin Slash twice. One is for buffs and AoE. The second one is your main spamming, is what you see me using right here. And it's also stand stacking. My items are not ideal for that, but there's so much improvement to get the overall on gearing side that will help you a lot. But more about it later. So this is just a little showcase in the tier 16 map with Breach and then also Boss. Now for boss single target, we do have Primal Strikes, which also requires Shock, but we infuse our Slash with a Shock Ground that we spawn from Thunder Sleep. So Thunder Sleep is your opener. You use it, when you crit, you spawn a Shock Ground, and that will infuse the Slash, Relent Slash. And that's how we apply Shock very easily on the single target, and just Primal Strike just eats it all. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this build so far. I know, sure, Lightning Spear is the best, yada yada. Lightning Spear is super boring, so overpowered, overtuned. I had to stop playing it. This build used to be, if you remember in the right upper corner, I did Primal Strikes and Lightning Spear build for Ritualist on launch. This used to be that build, but I just had to stop playing it as a CBA. So this is a crit focus build with Tangle Tongue. Pretty funny, yesterday I went into Breachstone. I wanted to get a tier 4 session footage for you for this video, but I died. Skill issue. But I did get Tangle Tongue there with 11% crit, and I said, you know what, YOLO. I straight up Vault the Tangle Tongue without Omen. Just raw Vault Orb, and it rolled over 24% crit. It appears it's worth over 100 divines. So you know what? I will take the death. I will take the, you know, not killing a boss any day. Because that's a lot of divines. Let me fast forward. I will have a little sale here. The only downside to running Breach in maps is picking up Breachstone. By the way, it's getting fixed in next patch next week. Anyways, for bosses, we toggle off Herald of Ash. And we get custom crit because we have Hunter's Mark, which gives us crit damage. Also gives us Frenzy Charge, but we don't really need that for this build, luckily, so that's kind of good. I hate this boss always charges away. I hate it because you have to, you know, you have to follow him, and yeah. I don't know, for some reason, Shock was removed from this boss, but yeah, this is apply Shock, Whirling Slash, and then Primal Strike, skill it, just like that, easy. So for mapping, for farming, this build is really good, very good. And as you guys know already, we got the full path of building with all the details, skills, tree, everything. I put some notes here as well. And it's all in the Mobilitics Planner, which is like more detailed guide when it comes to, like, you know, text form. But the path of building code is right here on the right. So just copy it, post it in, or paste it in path of building, and that's it. There's also some variations you can do for the build if you prefer that, but more about it later. I will take you into the game and let's talk about some passive skill tree, excuse me, skill gems. So our opener is a Thunder Sleep, because on crit it will create Shock the Ground. And then we use our AoE Whirling Slash here, which has Font of Blood for life regen, rage regen. It's got more AoE, and more AoE. It's got cooldown, but it's fine because we only use this one. So Thunder Sleep, it will crit, Shock Ground, you use this once, and then you keep spamming your main Whirling Slash that does damage, because it will expand the AoE from the first one to the fullest. So you got a snapshot, if you will. You gotta think of the skill as an aura if you stand in it. As you can see, we got permanent rage stacks. Now for this, if you really want to, you can also path, which we could, because it's pretty close. Path to max rage for even more damage could be pretty good because we are running Berserk. But yeah, that was one Whirling Slash. Our main one is Primal Armament, attack speed. Now more attack speed means he will be faster. Then we get Blindside. This ability has a built-in blind in it, so we blind with this ability, so that our main one has multiplicative crit damage and crit chance. This just deletes monsters and everything. So this one does not transfer over here, translate over here. So we have more crit than this. I would say I'm about like 85%, maybe 90, because we also have this passive first approach, which does not, you know, show in the stat sheet as well. So Stats can be very misleading. Don't really trust everything here. Next up, we got the Conk effect here for more damage. We don't care about the AoE. And Inspiration for better mana cost. But if you can get a Jewel with mana on kill, you probably don't need this for mapping. And not even for bosses. So 6 Link is optional here. If you don't have it, that's fine. I'd rather put it in AoE, I guess. Problem Strike, single target ability. It eats shock, but it applies a exposure, lightning exposure, right here, which is reducing the target's resistances. And so close combat, elemental focus, as it doesn't apply any element, so that's good. Strip away to increase the exposure, which is nothing too crazy, but you can put anything here. This one is flex. Lightning infusion for more damage, and ancestral call to make it ancestrally boosted, which means multiplicative damage 30%. This was buffed going into this league. So strong. Under sleep, we got the Holy Descent for regen. As you can see, I have no life regen, but with this one, I have over 100, which is pretty good. Next up, we got Persistence and this spoiler, so the AoE can last longer on the ground, as well as the shock and leap. Now for AoE, we go with a double herald. One is Thunder with Innervate, Blind, not really needed, and Maim. Good debuff, and Herald of Ash for Fire Mastery. Deadly Herald, you don't need this. You can also put it in Herald of Thunder, but probably better. But it still one-shots every mob that I, kill anyway with Herald of Thunder. But if you don't have enough spirit for that, you don't have to run it. And Vitality for life regen, so that's for mapping. I don't have this for bosses, because for bosses, we get cast and crit. With the Sniper's Mark, with the crit damage, Impetus and Energy Retention, so it procs more often. And single out to break some armor, equal to physical damage. Nothing too crazy, but why not? It's just free, right? Berserk for the aura, which increases the effect of Rage. Rage gives you 1% multiplicative damage for each stack. So this is even more, because it's 58%. You can get it to 60, but this level 20, I believe, or 59. Wind Dancer, a great defense ability, not only gives you evasion. Mine is not the highest, because my gear for evasion is not that great. But it gives you also, when it procs on enemies, they get it's a very high chance they get stunned, and stun means they're knocked back, which means you are free to do damage. So they will not do damage. They will not do any damage to you, but you can do damage to them. So that's pretty good. Devastate, not really needed, but it's free sockets. I use this on my Jumbling Rolling Slam in the right upper corner as well. It's a great aura even for melee builds, because when mobs hit you, they just get CC'd. And also this on high level or with some damage gems like Infusion, on certain builds, it just kills enemies. I'd even killed the virus with this in one hit on my Rolling Slam Jumbling, so that's pretty cool. So these were the skill gems. Also Malice. We're running this scepter here. You want to get Strength and Intelligence, since we are stat stacking. Strength is life, Intelligence is mana, but also flat lightning damage, thanks to Hand of Wisdom. More spirit and mana, and also Malice as a aura that applies crit weakness, which means it's a you have a higher chance to crit into mobs with this aura. So that's pretty good. So we got Precision for accuracy. We are stacking accuracy from we get attack speed from accuracy, so that's pretty good. Mana regen, more regen from the flask, and cannibalism for mapping sustain. That's pretty good too. Is this 20? If this was 15, I could change it for boss and be fine with it, but yeah. Onto the skill tree on the Ascendancy. You want to rush Ring Slot and Attunement. This goes really well with Ingenuity. Sadly, Ingenuity does not work on the third ring. Pretty unlucky. And last 4 points, they are all the way up to you. You can put them wherever you want, but I went with Charms, because that means you're basically immune to stunts if you get the Stone Charm and Freeze Charm as well. And then you can get the Rarity. I have counted in over almost every map, I have over 20 rares. 20, 21, 22. So this procs very often. But I might put these 2 points, I might put them in the life region here, because this could kind of balance out the life loss from Rage and Berserk. So this could be actually pretty good. Now on the passives here, we want to get all the crit damage you can find. We also get this bad boy for fire and lightning damage. For these 2 auras we run, you need flat fire on the rings. It helps a lot, gives you a lot more damage as well, and also lightning. Down here we go with Falcon Dive to stack, get attack speed from accuracy. Goes hand in hand with Pinpoint Shot right here. stat stacking, so we need polymathy, all these attributes here. And jack of all trades is actually insane damage. The lowest attribute is my, strength right here, so it stacks a lot. I mean, goddamn, like a lot. On the other side, we get some defensive, some evasion here. Dexterity to get attack speed from Hint of Wisdom, but also to get from Falcon Technique. Up top, more crit damage. We get some defensives here from Special Ward and Inner Faith. More attack speed, less cost of the skills, now main stats and crit chance, crit damage. Good stuff as well. For jewels, you are looking for something similar to this. So crit damage, elemental damage, attack speed. You can get movement speed if you want to, but that's not really needed. A similar one is right here. Crit chance, attack speed, elemental. And for blue ones, you can also get... this one is actually not good. This presence AoE is not good. That's for my previous build. So I kind of have to replace this one. Next one I have is very similar to the other one. You can also get percentage accuracy, which also translates to attack speed, as I explained. So this is a good jewel. And last one here, also for some crit damage and energy shield. I'll probably get this one as well in here, up top. This gave me almost 200. It gave me 150 energy shield, so that's actually pretty good. So there is that on the gear. Tangle Tongue, you are mainly focusing on the crit chance on the weapon. I wanted to find one with attack speed as corrupted. And this attack speed soul core is actually multiplicative because I tried the skill speed 8% rune and it resulted in less attack speed than this rune, so it's pretty interesting. And this is the beast. This is your ideal Tangle Tongue, but this is over 100 divine, so I was lucky corrupting this bad boy. Yeah. On the headpiece, Black Sun Crest, again, we are not running low life headpiece, Deepest Tower, nor Sacred Flame, because that's just too OP, too broken, and that would just, devalue every build, I feel like, because it's just too easy. So I'm not using that one. Chest piece, a good hybrid evasion and energy shield. I like to stack life, resistances, almost on all pieces. On the rings, you want to get flat damage. I need to replace all these rings because I want to get triple flat damage, because that translates to so much damage, it's insane. And ideally, if you can get dexterity on this ring instead of strength, top notch, like this one, for example, that'll be good. So attributes, very important. Obviously, attributes will be the best highest rolls on breach rings, because breach rings have quality to 40%, which is the double of these, and that will be much better. Amulet, attributes, resistances, energy shield stacked up, life as well, good stuff. Anoint, I went with vulgar methods for crit chance and main stat, but it's up to you. I just like this one. If you have a higher roll to Tangle Tongue, you probably don't need this one, so you can anoint whatever you want. Into Wisdom, self-explanatory. On boots, movement speed, not that important. I wanted to roll higher Chaos Rest, so I got these. Intelligence, pretty good. Could be higher again. Main stat, I'm missing main stat on the chest piece, ideally, instead of the poison. I would want to get Dex or Intelligence. I guess probably Intelligence for damage. Ingenuity, to buff both of these rings. You gotta play around and swap out third ring for either left or right, depending on your Ingenuity and the rest you need. Scepter, Spirit, Mana, because it's good sustain. Strength, Intelligence, and then last one could be Mana Regen. Or Presence, so the Aura of Malice could reach more monsters. Potions is whatever of these combinations. The Charms, Stun, Freeze, Rarity, good stuff. Now for weapon set 2, this is my mapping setup. I use these points that apply on monsters with full life. So this is almost always a guaranteed you will one-shot all the mobs, even rares. Right, so this is what I have here. Big crit damage bonuses here on full life. This is useless on bosses. So for weapon set 1, I put these points in right up top here for the crit damage. Can I weapon swap? Cannot. But yeah, all this here. Intelligence, crit chance, crit chance, crit chance. Sorry, not crit damage, but crit chance. So this is gonna apply even more. As you can see right now with this setup, my primal strikes, I believe... Oh, it doesn't show. But let's take a look at this bad boy. I'm at 77%, but if I weapon swap, I am at 95%. Like, can you imagine that? I am over crit capped. So, ideally, you also want crit damage soul core, which is pretty expensive. I got it from the Chaos the other day, so you want to put this in the weapon. But I like attack speed to be faster. But that was the setup. And also, you want the rotation. I will explain once again. Thunder Sleep to crit to create the shock ground here. To infuse this Whirling Slash, which is the AoE one, stacked one. You use it once because it's got cooldown. and then you spam your main Whirling Slash, which will expand the AoE of the first one to the max. And then you apply on single target, you apply shock with 1 roll or 2, whatever. And you go with Primal Strikes again, apply shock, Primal Strikes, all the stuff. Endless loop. Great system with mana, great system with life. I will unspec the points probably. And that was pretty much it, I think. I hope I did not forget anything. But if I did, I will make sure to comment below. And you guys can comment as well below. I have also Earthquake Titan in the plan. I will probably play that as main. It covers more than 1 screen. It's pretty ridiculous. If you can see in the right upper corner, that was my main build last league. It ended up to be a goddamn meta. It was so good and it's still viable even more than before. So be on the lookout for that. But with that said, gamers, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Have a great day. Enjoy your grind and peace.